Anyway, moving on to the next one was Sean Spicer pissing me off.
We can
all
agree
right.
on that before we
Yeah,
even
a little
talk
bit,
about
man.
it.
So apparently, and this was something that was trending on Facebook. That's how I came across it. It said Sean Spicer. I was like, what the hell did this guy do now? So I hovered over it, and it says that he brought up that they might start cracking down on legal marijuana throughout, Colorado and these other states.
The party
Which, I'm
of
sorry,
let
if you-
the states decide.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a Republican stance, bro. Sorry. But they can make up their own decisions on this. I understand that you want to no one believes it's a Schedule 1 substance.
No, not at all.
There's not a damn person on this earth who has a logical working
And
mind.
all you're really doing is you're losing out on economic benefits. Like,
Right, you've seen-
Colorado's made $100 million.
I think it was over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that one, but I'm pretty sure that it went over $1 billion.
They've made tons of money in tax revenue. And
medical's huge. Obviously, there's for whatever reason we've just got it stuck in our society that weed doesn't have any benefits, and there are some.
It has huge benefits.
It does have huge benefits, and there's things that are negative about them too. I'm one of those people where I can't smoke that much. If I do, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I sit there like it's real great if I want to chill out and watch a movie. I can't. I know other people that can smoke all day, and they'll be like, no big deal. I can finish everything that I want.
Right.
So I think you need to approach it in that sense on a personal level. So
yeah,
but there's medical reasons, cancer and other things like that.
Well, and
substitute for pain pills.
That's
a big one.
My big issue, and the way that I always argue it is just purely economic because Republicans don't.
That's a
care.
good way to do it because the
like,
Republicans like, hey, dumbass, you're going to be making money,
right? You could be making
Like,
tons and tons of money.
Calm your shit down.
There are multiple industries that can rest on the back of marijuana and
let's be honest, dude. Everyone wants to smoke, so all they have to do is be like, I really don't want to take these pills.
Well,
maybe I can just smoke.
And it's BS anyway because, look, I would think probably that weed is less of an inhibitor than alcohol is.
Big time. I think everyone agrees on that.
Yeah. So
apparently they don't. I don't know. And it's Sessions. Sessions is the guy that apparently is really cracking down on this, and we know that from Donald Trump's.
That's just such an old, crusty Republican.
He looks like that guy from Hannibal or whatever, the guy who gets his face eaten by the pigs. And then, every time I see him, I just think of the pig-faced dude.
I don't know. That really bothered me when I saw it.
being petty. Tom Petty.
I think that I don't remember when he came out and said that. I can't remember if I was just off work after the baby or if I was still in the hospital. But I remember seeing that and being like,
what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? This is.
I don't think Donald Trump cares. I think that this is something where he kind of does because he does have that very straight edge.
Because he's a coke guy.
No. If you believe his stories, his brother died. He was an addict, and that very much affected Donald Trump. He doesn't drink any alcohol. He doesn't
marijuana
smoke anything.
addict.
I don't know what he was doing. I think he was an alcoholic. But he talks about that at length, where he always tells his kids, don't do any substance. So it goes in line with his personal story. I still don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah.
I think this is just, what's his name? Old pig-faced man.
Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions. I think that he's the one who's against it.
I don't know. It seems
just
like
why, man.
It seems like such a petty thing to go after, especially after all the
got health
strides
benefits. It's making money.
Well, yeah. And
what else can you want?
We call it a movement because that's what it is, right? It's still in that stage. It's not an industry yet. It's becoming more accepted, but it's made so many strides in the right. In the right position.
Hey, these millennials can start getting into business because of
it. Right. You don't have to cut your hair.
This is amazing. Sandals all day, sweet.
Right. So I don't know. That bothered me a lot. So
big time.
We'll
I think
keep monitoring that, but
I can't imagine that it's going to change though. I really don't. I
hope not.
There's just Colorado. The governor is going to sit him down and be like, "Hey, guy, listen.
My
this needs to be
thought
happening."
is that's probably a bluff to the Republican base.
Although, to be honest, I really haven't done much research into the economic benefits. I mean, they tell me that it is, and I don't look into it. So I say, yeah, I guess so. But I haven't really dug through the numbers or anything. You know, I'm assuming it is. I can't imagine why it wouldn't.
Well, I mean, it's just logically, it doesn't make sense. You're introducing stores. You're introducing products.
Yeah.
You can make clothes from this.
Bro.
You can make paper from this. There's so many.
That's the one I don't get is the hemp industry. That seems like it would be easily
Oils
fixing all of these.
And
you can start growing the trees back, and I saw this one statistic somewhere that said that it was like an acre of trees that are used to make paper or whatever, wood, everything. is equal to 4 acres of the hemp. So you could just make so much more with hemp, and you can continuously regrow it. You don't got to wait all this time.
And it doesn't break down. Like, it's really hard.
George Washington grew hemp and weed.
Right.
There's nothing more American than George Washington.
Right. I don't know.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Sessions.
Right. Sean Spicer.
Why even drop that? I'm hoping that he was just playing like.
I hope he was too.
The secret agent was like, "Hey guys, they're gonna steal your weed. Just don't let them do it."
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't.
Come on,
make sense. So anyway,
yeah.
And then of course the last thing I think is what do they do? I know they with the LGBT.
They rescinded the what was it? Loretta Lynch, the last Attorney General.
Loretta, not Coretta. Just for the record.
Coretta's a fake name. But, no,
that's what happens when you catch stuff in editing, guys. Like, oh my God, I said that 7
fake
times in 7
here.
minutes.
Let me tell you.
That's great.
Hey, at least if anyone doesn't know, Brandon said the wrong name, but he corrected himself. So good on you for doing that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the last Attorney General apparently under Obama made some, the whole bathroom bill incident. And basically made it a federal thing. You remember the whole thing? I can't remember what state it was. It was South Carolina, something like that, where the whole thing started.
Yep.
And then I almost said Bush. Obama administration came out and said,
"Oh my God, don't be one of those guys." Oh my God.
Obama, bro.
That's annoying.
I saw the smile smash.
That's
like,
beneath
I'm not
you.
getting
Let
away
me
with
be
it.
disingenuous for a second. You're better than that.
No way. I've been calling him Obama for years. Anyway, his administration came out and basically tried to make some sort of protection, saying like they can choose which bathroom that they want to go into, and it's discrimination if you don't do it in schools, public schools. So the Trump administration said, yeah, we're getting rid of that, and they just tossed it aside.
Which, their argument for getting rid of it was,
this is the whole pedo argument. Like someone's going to be in there, like,
was that actually the administration's position?
I don't remember them giving a position. It's just kind of a conservative.
Donald
thing
Trump
that
himself has said, "I don't care." Like, I don't care. That's
we
not
all
my
remember
issue.
that with what's her name?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner. Use whatever bathroom you want in the Trump
peeing
Tower.
all over Trump Tower.
They had a video.
Trust me, it's in the upcoming dossier.
Waterworks Part 2. But yeah, it's like he let her come in there and she did her whole thing, and it was a big publicity. I thought it was a publicity stunt, if more than anything. Like, hey, look,
yeah,
you can do
it seemed
and we
like
know
that.
I get upset with people who look at Trump's administration and go, it's anti-LGBT, and it's not. Like I said, he's the first Republican to stand up at the convention and say, I want to stand up for LBG rights, and got a standing ovation.
Yeah,
during
I don't.
I'm
not one of
convention.
those. I'm not one of those.
And he said, it's so
that.
great to hear Republicans cheer for me for this.
So I will say
it is a little bit weird that that's his position, but now they've taken it back.
Yeah, and that is because of, in my opinion,
is it Bannon? President Bannon.
I do think it's Bannon.
Oh, come on.
And here's why. I think they're preparing for re-election, and so
it's a long way out.
Yeah, it is, but that's politics.
Yeah.
They are planning now, and especially with somebody like Bannon.
You don't
think Bannon's planning re-election?
Oh, of course he is. So yeah, I might.
He said
that.
at CPAC 8 years. Like, they already mentioned re-election. So Democrats take this stupid Congress back and impeach this guy.
Ain't gonna happen. But yeah, so I don't know. When it comes to the bathroom bill whole thing, I don't know who decided to get into his mind and say that. I don't know if it was Bannon or if it wasn't. When it comes to it, I'm going to be honest. I do think it's a state issue. I think that we don't need a federal thing with it. Like, and we've talked about it before, and my argument was not that because you see some people who are transgender and they look like a woman. But they're really a man. But they really look like a woman.
Which, like, I won't...
Don't make them go into the men's room because you know that there's people are going to get weird about it.
I won't touch that because, like, I'm not going to touch that.
Bad. We got a segment on it.
I'm not going to comment on, well, if you're attractive enough, then maybe okay. But
yeah, it's not about attractiveness. It's about what gender do you look.
My thing, and like, my feeling on it is I think there's a lot of gray areas with it, and that's where I have.
Luckily, it's 0.0.
I don't know that I'm
of the population.
I don't. First of all, I'll agree that it's a state issue. I don't think it needs to be a federal law. I think the states can decide for themselves.
Do you think Do you think the Trump administration has stepped on LGBT rights, Q plus whatever it is, by doing this? Have they stepped on their basic human rights, as conjectured by basically every news organization?
Okay, so let me I will say short answer no, but
Oh my God.
Here's what I'll back that up with. I think that by saying that it's a state's decision, it's a state decision versus a federal decision, that
Right.
doesn't step on their rights. If they had said you can't go into the bathroom and made that a federal law, that I think would be stepping on their rights.
Okay.
And I think that if the states say you can't
That's
go
a good
in,
answer, man.
that's stepping on their
covering
rights.
some bases.
So I don't think that by saying it's a state's issue that the Trump administration did anything. But I
Now
think
it's just the governorships in them that are racist.
well, but I
or
do
sexist,
think, but
whatever
I
it
do
is.
think that it's still up in the air as to what happens with it.
The
So
thing is that, and Trump has gone on the record saying, like, listen, the population of transsexuals and whatnot is so low that it's never really even an issue.
I just think the thing that we've always talked about, and the point I've always made, kind of half jokingly, is that I think like it's silly, and I would understand both sides of like feeling comfortable versus feeling uncomfortable. If somebody like me who has a big beard and like
A Muslim.
just like, because I don't actually have to be transgender with a law like that, I don't actually have to feel or identify
Right.
with anything other than being Brandon, and I can just be like, well, today I feel like being a woman. So, and
Right.
all I'm saying is I don't think it would be a huge problem like in the country, but I do see it like if high school Brandon was able to be like, I feel like a lady, I'm going into the locker room today.
High School Mitch and Brandon would totally do that.
Yeah.
We would be like, we're just going to do it as a prank
Be
one
like,
day.
wait, so I can basically see what I saw in Porky's without the wall in the way? Okay.
I'm showing up.
And I'm just saying, like, that's what
That's how kids think.
That's what a heterosexual dude who has just been handed away an obvious loophole is going to act.
Surprisingly,
It's-
we're not hearing that.
That
we're
doesn't
not hearing that's actually
that doesn't mean
happening.
that kid is bad, and it doesn't mean that it also doesn't.
Well, if it
mean,
is Brandon,
it also
definitely.
it also doesn't mean that he's right for doing that. That's a stupid thing. If I wanted to do that, like I'm saying, that
Kids do dumb shit.
Right.
That's like the adage of children for
saying
ever.
like the gray area is something
There's a
I
lot of
would have
gray
taken
area.
advantage of.
yeah.
So
there's a lot of gray area.
I don't feel comfortable saying that I'm for it
So
or
where's-
against it, but I will say that I don't think by saying it's a state issue that it tramples rights. But I think it's still up in the air.
I think cuts both ways. Where if you're a heterosexual person or cis-identifying person, and you decide that your whole day has been ruined because you saw what looks to be a girl in the boys' bathroom, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Same thing with the transsexuals or whatever they are, transgendered people, where if you come in and you're like, well, I look like a woman, but
I can see issues.
It doesn't
where,
ruin your day,
like,
man.
Let's take the high school locker room out of it and put maybe a YMCA or a gym locker room.
Well, they're saying I just heard.
I could see an issue where somebody. I can understand the fear of somebody who is like, man, what if a pervert goes in there? Like, I get that argument.
I don't get that one as much, actually.
But I also think, too, that you have to make some kind of accommodation.
I think that, when it comes to the majority, like, you can say they're wrong. I don't think they are, but the majority of the population has a right to kind of be weirded out with someone who looks like different sex in the bathroom.
Now,
it's a personal thing.
I would say personally to me, like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't
If
care who
you're-
I
if-
poop next to.
I'm not putting next to anybody. If
right.
you're in there, I'm just not going to take a shit. I'll wait. I'll
Right.
wait 20 minutes and then come back.
Yeah. So
Like,
I don't like it.
it ain't
Wouldn't
gonna bother me.
Like, the whole unisex bathroom idea has
Well, they say
never
it doesn't
bothered
work
me
because
personally.
they said that.
But-
I heard a story about a high school girl. I don't know what that means now, but whatever. It was a girl, I guess. So either she was a real.
I'm a real
biological girl.
You
Damn
wanted
it, you
to
caught
go
it.
there.
I didn't want to. I meant biological or a transitioned female. I'm all tripped up. But yeah, I guess she was using the teacher bathroom. Like they met her there and was like, here you go, you can have that. And she said that the teachers were giving her weird looks and that the kids would make fun of her for going into. There's a
Yeah, like
kids are fucked. They're gonna make fun of anything,
Right.
So I don't think you can totally protect. Now, are they more savage these days with the internet than they were? Because when we were kids, we got called ding dongs and poop heads. And
I got called names. Like my last name made it easy.
I got called racist names, but I didn't care because they were dumb.
But the thing was, without social media, I was able to go home and not deal with it for the next 8 hours until I was back at school the next morning. Now I think it is a little bit more savage because I think it doesn't really go away. Like, you can go home and it can continue online.
Let me get on Facebook, and all of a sudden everyone's like, "Hey, dick, asshole."
I don't. But I'm a big
we need
advocate.
Social programs to help kids work out so they can just beat the shit out of everybody.
I'm a big advocate of kids not being on social media sites.
Well, I don't. I mean, Soph's pushing 9 years old, and I don't let her on.
I don't think that I will probably.
She's on YouTube, but it's. You know what I mean? It's
like,
not
I know I'm like a
personalized,
week
anything
into
like
being a parent, so I can't really talk too much. But like, I can't imagine me being like, and I'm hoping that in 15 years that social media is vastly different and not as popular
there's no way
anymore. But because I could see
it'll be in our brains and planted in there. And we'll be like, I'm
I could
surfing
see
the web.
society like going back the other way and being like, you know what's cool? Not being totally
maybe the
like,
Martians when we fucking
having,
settle Mars and they're like, we don't have a good signal.
Not having
Fuck this.
every moment recorded, like that seems cooler. Being off the grid seems cooler.
Yeah.
I don't need a GPS on my phone.
That's only hippies that do that. Go up to Fairfield, you want to be off the
people.
grid.
Everybody's wearing like a tinfoil hat and stuff, but I can't imagine that. Like, I'll want my son to have his social media account until he's about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Like high school, maybe. But even there, like, I wouldn't want him to. I just wouldn't. I don't know that I'll stop him.
You can't really. I mean, shit, we did it.
Right.
Like,
so
there ain't no stopping teenagers.
And we found way worse stuff. So
Definitely
to do before social media.
Right.
So
that's when the internet was free, and I took that shit for granted.
You're right.
I went everywhere.
So
anyway, when it comes down to the topic, I suppose, of, the bathroom bill, I don't know. I don't think, I'm kind of with you. I don't think that Trump administration did anything wrong. I don't think that the Obama administration did anything wrong. I think they both come at it from a different way.
From a different perspective.
But it should probably just go to the states. If there's enough people that vote for it, go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that you're full of shit when you compare it to how black people couldn't drink out of the water fountains. I don't think it's the same thing.
No, I don't.
I don't like to compare anything to the systematic racism of an entire race throughout of our.
I agree with you on that. I don't think that. I don't.
It's a bathroom, guys. Like, just look at it for what it is.
And it's not. And I hope it's not coming off as insensitive, because I'm not.
We're super sensitive, dude.
I'm not trying to be insensitive to LBGT community.
No, but you can have an opinion.
But yeah, I mean, I just think it's. I don't know. I don't think they've done anything wrong yet. So, like, that doesn't mean it's not open.
And let's be honest, I don't think that this is even an issue. I don't think that it's not really being reported.
No.
So,
and when it is, I don't.
If it went the other way, if they kept the Obama rules, I'd be still fine with it. I wouldn't even care one way or the other.
Right. Now, I do think, though, again, like, the only way that this gets, when it becomes an issue, it would be more of a you can't go. Once they start telling people where they can't go,
then that's an issue.
But like,
that's the same with the press. Once they start saying you're shut down,
right? You're different than us, so yada yada yada.
Right.
Like, I have an issue.
That's
with
true
that.
oppression.
But as of right now, I'm okay with the states doing that. So
I think so too. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up the discussion this week.
Don't forget to leave us a like and be sure to subscribe for all of our latest content.
Of course, links to the topics discussed are listed down below. Be sure to comment. Let us know how wrong you think we are, especially me.
Yeah, we will respond. We'll yell at you too.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
And now we'll leave you with this week's alternative fact.
Right, so I want to start with President Trump's tweet on Friday afternoon. This is what he wrote. The fake news media, failing New York Times, NBC News, ABC, CBS, CNN, is not my enemy. It is the enemy of the American people.